Uh, what's up, folks? Welcome to another edition of Pro Wrestling Talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram, coming at you here on the U to the Tube. So, just finished WWE Royal Rumble 2022. Yeah, not pleased at all. Not pleased, and I guess when I think about it, I can't really be too surprised. Anyway, let's get into this because I don't plan on this being a long video. So, this year's Royal Rumble took place in St. Louis, Missouri. First, we started off with the Universal Championship match as Roman Reigns, the champion, defended against Seth Rollins. Now, honestly, I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, I felt like this was the best match in the entire card. Out of everything else that happened, I thought that this was the best match. Seth Rollins came out not only to his original Shield ring attire, but also to the Shield theme. Also came in through the crowd, did the roll, did the barrel roll over the barricade to enter the ring. Pretty much the mind games that he was trying to do, which I thought was pretty neat. That was actually pretty neat that he did that. But Seth Rollins came in with the Shield theme and the Shield ring gear. And you know what? Him and Roman Reigns actually had a good match. It was a good match. It was back and forth. Seth Rollins got in a lot of offense. We got to see a lot of different things from both competitors. And it was a pretty solid match until it got to the ending. So the ending, pretty much, Roman Reigns locked in the guillotine on Seth Rollins and pretty much got to the point where it looked like he was fading. The referee lifts up his arm and hand, and then it's like he just dropped it onto the rope. And pretty much the guillotine was locked in, and Seth Rollins pretty much dropped near the rope. But when the ref picked up his hand to check to see if he was still moving and dropped it, it looked like he pretty much dropped it on the rope to the point where Seth grabbed the rope. And of course, that's supposed to initiate a rope break. But Roman Reigns did not release the submission, did not release the guillotine by the count of 5. And bam, bell rings. Seth Rollins wins this match via disqualification because Roman Reigns did not release the guillotine before the 5 count. And then, of course, afterwards, Roman proceeded to just continue to beat down and just humiliate Seth Rollins after the match. And of course, Seth Rollins was laughing. Pretty much most of the time was laughing. But this was a really bad finish. A really bad finish. This was such a bad finish. It seems like it was like a shenanigan from the ref, just dropping Seth's hand on the rope, and that's how he goes out. Gets a win, but it's a DQ win, so of course the title doesn't change hands on a DQ win. So great match, terrible ending, really, really terrible ending. Okay, next up, we had the women's Royal Rumble match. So I'll go over the entrance. This was the order of the entrance. So starting off at number 1, you had the returning Sasha Banks, who was rocking Sailor Moon inspired ring gear. So number 1 was Sasha Banks. Number 2 was Melina. So that was one of the surprise entrants. And Melina making her return into the Royal Rumble. Of course, Melina is a former Divas champion and a former women's champion. Number 3 was Tamina. Number 4 was Kelly Kelly. And maybe it was just me, but that, I could barely recognize her. That did not look like Kelly Kelly, especially in the face. I don't know. Maybe she didn't age well, but that did not look like Kelly Kelly. But she was number 4. Number 5 was Aaliyah. Number 6 was Liv Morgan. Number 7 was Queen Zelina, who was rocking some really nice samurai-inspired gear, which I thought was pretty cool. Had like the samurai-looking red plates. I thought that was neat for her. Of course, you know, Queen Zelina's a nerd, so she's all about that type of stuff. Number 8 was Bianca Belair. Number 9 was 24/7 champ Dana Brooke. Number 10 was Michelle McCool, which, you know, she looked really great, rocking her usual gear. Number 11 was Sonya Deville. Number 12 was Natalia. Number 13 was former Funkadactyl Cameron. Y'all remember Cameron? She was with the Funkadactyls, her and Naomi, when they used to be with Brodus Clay. And, yeah, right after her was actually, number 14 was Naomi. If I remember correctly, I believe Cameron had hinted before about a return to WWE, which, of course, last time I saw Cameron, she was actually in the AEW Women's Tag Team Tournament, where she was teamed up with Nyla Rose. So, yeah, that was the last time I remember seeing Cameron before tonight. But, hey, we might see more of Cameron, because if I remember correctly, I think she hinted at wanting to return to WWE, or just return to in-ring action. And it's been a while. It's been a good while. So, you know, Cameron was a nice surprise. That was a nice surprise. Let's see. Number 15 was Carmella. Number 16 was Rhea Ripley. Number 17 was SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair. Number 18 was Ivory. Not just Ivory, but Right to Censor version of Ivory. Remember, she used to be part of Right to Censor with Bull Buchanan and Steven Richards. So, yeah. We got that version of Ivory, which she didn't last long. She got on the mic and pretty much was scolding the women in the match, and then she got eliminated. So, yeah. Number 19 was Brie Bella. Brie mode. Number 20 was Mickie James. And Mickie James was rocking her hardcore country theme. And she came down to the ring rocking the Impact Wrestling Knockouts Championship. Pardon me. So I thought that was pretty neat. Number 21, a face we haven't seen in a while, Alicia Fox, which she got her arms all tatted in. If you ask me, she looked like she was much skinnier. I don't remember her having all those arm tattoos, so I think those were new. But Alicia Fox was 21. Number 22 was Nikki Ash. Number 23 was Summer Rae. And that was another one, like I said, I could barely even recognize. But, I mean, she wore pretty much the ring gear I was thinking she was going to wear. You know, that made me think of Summer Rae. So, that didn't really surprise me. Number 24 was Nikki Bella, so the other Bella twin. Number 25, this was a surprise. Sarah Logan. That's right, Sarah Logan. Eric from the Viking Raiders' wife and former Riot Squad member. So, and the funny thing was, they actually had a moment with Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan kind of face to face. Liv was in tears, you know what I mean? And even Ruby Soho tweeted that she was watching the Rumble. So it had to be quite a moment there for these three ladies. Even though all three of them weren't in the ring at the same time, Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan were in the ring, you know, former Riot Squad. So thought that was a really cool moment. Number 26 was Lita. Number 27 was Mighty Molly Holly. Of course, you know, when she was rocking the Mighty Molly superhero gimmick where she was with the Hurricane. We also, number 28 was Rowdy Ronda Rousey. That's right. Ronda Rousey made her return at number 28. Number 29 was my girl Shotzi Blackheart. And Shayna Baszler was number 30. So she was the 30th entrant for this year's Royal Rumble. And of course, we had a moment there in the ring where we had Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler square off. We have to remember, these are two of the four horsewomen of MMA. But sure enough, Charlotte eliminated a bunch of people in this match. I mean, Charlotte eliminated Lita. She eliminated Shayna Baszler and Bianca Belair. She eliminated Rhea Ripley. She eliminated a lot of folks. She eliminated Naomi. She eliminated Aaliyah. Yeah, Charlotte had a handful of eliminations. And when it was all said and done, the final two were Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey. And sure enough, Ronda Rousey gets rid of Charlotte Flair. And Ronda Rousey is your 2022 Women's Royal Rumble winner. Honestly, I was really disappointed. I mean, not having been in the WWE in a handful of years, and her return, her first match, and her return, and she wins the Royal Rumble. Very, very disappointed. No Bayley. No Asuka. I thought Asuka was cleared. I thought Asuka was going to be in this. But no. No Asuka. I was really disappointed. No Xia Li. No Io Shirai. So no NXT talent. No Dakota Kai. Like, I was shocked. I was really, really shocked. But Ronda Rousey is your Women's Royal Rumble winner. And I'm willing to bet money she's gonna pick Becky Lynch to challenge. She's gonna challenge Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. That's my pick. I don't see her picking Charlotte. I don't see her picking Charlotte. I think she's gonna pick Becky Lynch. Pretty disappointment. But I will give them credit. They did have a couple of surprises for this match. I mean, having Ivory and Mighty Molly and Cameron, you know, that was interesting. Melina was a nice surprise. So they had a couple of neat surprises. But just Ronda Rousey winning it just was ridiculous to me. I mean, first match back and she wins the Royal Rumble. Kind of ridiculous. Because I highly doubt they're going to give her much of a build-up. But that's WWE for you. Next up, we had the Raw Women's Championship match, which Becky Lynch defended against Doudrop. I mean, It was an okay match. I mean, it wasn't really anything special between these ladies, but ultimately Becky Lynch got the victory, hitting an avalanche manhandle slam. Because, I mean, she wasn't going to do a regular one, so doing an avalanche version was the easiest way that she could pull it off. Hits an avalanche manhandle slam, gets the 1-2-3. I would have thought maybe Ronda Rousey would have came out, but she didn't. And just Becky Lynch wins, hoists up her title, and that was it. That was pretty much it. So, I mean, it was an alright match, just not really anything special. Not really anything special. But, like I said, I'm willing to bet money that Ronda Rousey is going to challenge Becky Lynch. She's going to pick her for WrestleMania. Next up, we had the WWE Championship match where Brock Lesnar, the champion, defended against Bobby Lashley. Now, I gotta be honest. While this wasn't as long of a match as it really should have been, they really should have given these two plenty of time. So it wasn't really too long of a match, which was kind of a bummer, because this was their first match, 1-on-1, their first match against each other, and they just did not really get a lot of time. And Paul Heyman done swerved us. So there was a segment where Brock Lesnar hit Bobby Lashley with an F5, but hit the ref. Went to go make the count, but the ref was down. And after Brock got back up, out comes Roman Reigns, and he ends up spearing, taking out Brock Lesnar. And then he goes up to Paul Heyman, sticks his hand out for the belt. Paul Heyman hands him the championship, and he decks Brock Lesnar with the championship title. And then both Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman walk out together. Bobby Lashley comes in, picks up the scraps, gets a 1-2-3, pins Brock Lesnar, and Bobby Lashley is once again your WWE champion. Okay. I did not see that one coming. So now, all of a sudden, Paul Heyman walking out with Roman Reigns. Followed directions, followed orders easily. Paul Heyman swerved us. Wow. I gotta give kudos. I did not see that coming. Paul Heyman pulled the swerve on us. And now looks like he's back on Roman Reigns' side. Wow. So, the match itself was because it wasn't long enough, but that swerve from Paul Heyman, that was kind of neat. I did not see that coming. At all. So, that was neat. Next up, we had Edge and Beth Phoenix versus The Miz and Maurice. Like I said, I didn't watch it. Pretty much others told me what happened. But hey, it's all good because Edge and Beth Phoenix won. That's all I really wanted to hear because, like I said, I refuse to watch Maurice. I refuse to watch her. She's trash in the ring. I refuse to watch her. So I didn't see it. I told my friends, I'm like, somebody let me know the outcome because I refuse to watch Maurice. So Word was Edge and Beth Phoenix won. I'm happy. Moving on. And then the main event was the men's Royal Rumble match. And I have to say, this Royal Rumble match for the men was extremely underwhelming. Extremely underwhelming. But let's run down the entrance. Starting off at number 1 was the phenomenal AJ Styles. Number 2 was Shinsuke Nakamura. So here come WWE trying to do the Wrestle Kingdom match again, putting these two competitors out first in the Royal Rumble. Which, I mean, WWE already screwed that up anyways, way before this, so there's no fixing that from them. Pardon me. But AJ Styles was number 1, Shinsuke Nakamura was number 2. Number 3 was actually Austin Theory. I did not expect him to come in that early, so I was really surprised at that. I was thinking Austin Theory was going to be like 25 or something like that. But number 3 was Austin Theory. Number 4 was Robert Roode. Number 5 was Ridge Holland. Number 6 was Montez Ford. Number 7 was Damian Priest. Number 8 was Sami Zayn. Number 9 was Johnny Knoxville. So they had Johnny Knoxville come in earlier than I thought. I thought he was going to maybe come in like maybe 12, 13, maybe 14. But he came in at number 9. But, let's see. Number 10 was Angelo Dawkins. Number 11 was Omos. Number 12 was Ricochet. Number 13 was Chad Gable. Number 14 was Dominic Mysterio. Number 15, Happy Corbin. Number 16, Dolph Ziggler. Number 17 was Sheamus. Number 18 was Rick Boogs. And I think that's the first time I've heard Rick Boogs with his own theme. You know, he usually plays Shinsuke's theme on the guitar, but Rick Boogs actually came out to his own theme, so I thought that was kind of neat. Number 19 was Madcap Moss. Number 20 was Riddle. Number 21 was Drew McIntyre, so Drew McIntyre making his return. And of course, who does he go after? Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss, the two that took him out, got him with the neck injury. But yeah, Drew McIntyre was back. Number 22 was Kevin Owens. Number 23 was Rey Mysterio. Number 24 was Kofi Kingston. Tried to do a human highlight moment, trying to catch himself on the barricade from being tossed out. But unfortunately, looking back at the replay, his feet did touch the ground on that throw. So unfortunately, no special human highlight film to get himself surprisingly back into the ring. So that didn't happen this year. So they teased it, but both of his feet touched the floor. I'm not sure if it was just, I don't know if it was a botch or if that was scripted to happen that way. So I talked to some of my friends. Some of them think maybe it was a botch, but I don't know. Like, they threw the replay in there and you could see that his feet clearly touched the ground. So I feel like with them doing the replay, I don't know if that was an audible they called, but it could have been a botch. Maybe Kofi was supposed to stay in a lot longer, but I don't know. Remains to be seen. Number 25 was Otis. Number 26 was Big E. Number 27, which was a surprise, I'll give it that. I didn't expect it. Number 27 was Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny, who had a great showing at WrestleMania last year, is back in this year's Royal Rumble. So, you know, he's going to be on tour and such. But, hey, it was kind of neat to see him in the Royal Rumble. So that was a nice surprise. That was a nice surprise. Number 28. I did not see this coming, but I think there was some rumors about it. Number 28 was Shane O'Mac, Shane McMahon. So he made a return into this Royal Rumble match. Number 29 was Randy Orton. And then the unfortunate happened at number 30, which I had a bad feeling. I had such a bad feeling that this was going to happen. Number 30 was freaking Brock Lesnar. After earlier losing the WWE Championship, bam, he's back in the Royal Rumble at number 30. Of course, what happens? He ends up cleaning house. The final two were Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre, but yet Brock Lesnar eliminates Drew McIntyre. Brock Lesnar wins the men's Royal Rumble for 2022. Everything was cool until that happened. And honestly, I had a bad feeling. I didn't want to give into it, but I just, after he lost the title, I just had this sneaky suspicion that Brock was somehow going to be in the Royal Rumble match. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Same thing happened with Roman Reigns. And in a way, same thing happened with Becky Lynch. Because remember, it was supposed to be Lana, but she was hurt. Becky Lynch took her spot. And what happened earlier that night, she had lost her SmackDown Women's title shot opportunity where she lost to Asuka. But what ended up happening, later on, she was a replacement, got into the Royal Rumble, won the Royal Rumble. Can you believe it? We got two also ex-UFC fighters won the Royal Rumble this year. Ronda Rousey for the women, Brock Lesnar for the men. You got two superstars that rarely even wrestle outside of a pay-per-view. You have Ronda Rousey come back after a couple of years, and her first match, she wins the Royal Rumble. Brock Lesnar lost the WWE title to Bobby Lashley with Roman Reigns' help, and then turn around, main event men's Royal Rumble match. He's number 30, and he ends up winning. What does this all say? A few things. One, this was pretty much WWE hitting the reset button and trying to get everything cleaned up to pretty much almost, further back than before Roman Reigns had gotten COVID. Because think about it. Roman Reigns is still Universal Champion. Brock Lesnar lost the WWE Championship. It's back onto the waist of Bobby Lashley now. And then turn around and Brock Lesnar wins the Royal Rumble. And you best believe he's going to pick Roman Reigns. And this is how we're going to get Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for the title, the Universal title, at WrestleMania. Because they weren't able to do it at day one because Roman Reigns had gotten COVID. I mean, I just feel like that's really what this came down to, is them hitting the reset button. Them hitting the reset button and try to get everything back to the way it was. So yeah. It's ridiculous. And it's at that point where really the Royal Rumble really just it's not prestigious. Well, it hasn't. I feel like it hasn't been prestigious for a while, but now it's really not prestigious. And this is supposed to be one of the big four. One of the big four. One of the big four. Because remember, it's Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series. Royal Rumble just doesn't feel prestigious anymore. Especially this year with Ronda Rousey and Brock Lesnar. Really? The women had a few surprises. The men, aside from maybe Bad Bunny and I guess Shane McMahon, they really didn't have. So what? We don't get Tommaso Ciampa. We don't get Finn Balor. I don't know. I don't get it. I really don't get it. We didn't even get any of the Viking Raiders. Like, I don't know. Just this year's Royal Rumble just felt like, like I said, the only good match that I felt was, the best match out of the whole night was Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. Everything else was just But I'm just really disappointed with this Royal Rumble. I mean, it was already a bad build-up, being that they already spoiled so many of the entrants. I mean, didn't leave room for many surprises because they just announced a lot of the entrants in the beginning. Like, dang, did we need to know in advance that we were getting Lita, that we were getting Mickie James, that we were getting Michelle McCool, Summer Rae, all these ladies? Like, you could have just kept your mouth shut. Let them be surprises. Same thing with the men. It's like, dang, you announced ahead of time 25 of the men. What was it, 25 of the men and 23 of the women? Like, dang. Y'all don't leave any room for surprises. Barely. Honestly, I just felt like this was a disappointing Royal Rumble. Very disappointing. But, like I said, looking at it on paper, Ronda Rousey winning, I'm pretty sure this is going to lead to Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's title at WrestleMania. With Brock winning the Royal Rumble, we're going to get Brock versus Roman at WrestleMania for the Universal title. We got Elimination Chamber as the next pay-per-view, and Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. I mean, that's pretty much going to determine the other two challengers for the other titles. Because, like I said, I'm sure there's going to be a men and a women's Elimination Chamber. And then now they got to start doing, I guess, are they going to start doing qualifying rounds? Because the show is February 19th, and next week is February. So they're going to have to start doing the qualifier matches pretty much this coming Monday. But that's pretty much all that I have. Let me know what y'all thought about this year's Royal Rumble. What do you think about the competitors? I mean, were you surprised? I mean, were your predictions correct? Let me know what y'all think. Because like I said, I thought this year's Royal Rumble was extremely underwhelming. But yeah. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Thank you so much for watching. This is Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram of Blitzball Champ Gaming. Hope everybody has a blessed weekend, and I will see y'all soon. Laters.